Let's move on. Here's a game between the New Orleans Saints and the San Diego Chargers. Chargers 1-2 could easily be 3-0 if they just could close out a couple games, but that's not how football works. And here's a little interesting tidbit, Chris Wessling. This was Drew Brees' first game back in San Diego since he left the team. Revenge game?
Narrative Street. I've already heard too much about this week.
Answer the question. Is it a revenge game, damn it?
For whom?
For
Drew Brees.
He wants revenge on the Chargers?
Yeah, for
sending him
Rivers.
to New Orleans to win a Super Bowl?
Well, of course he does.
No, they picked Phillip Rivers over Drew Brees.
It's worked out
10
pretty
years
well.
ago.
Was it the right decision?
You really think if the NFL kicked you to the curb and you did much better somewhere else when you went back there for this first time, you wouldn't be peacocking around? Of course he wants to bury
Bad
you.
analogy.
Did the Chargers make
That
the right
is revisionist
decision?
history. Drew Brees had an awful season, terrible season, got benched. That's why they drafted Phillip Rivers. They had every right to draft Phillip Rivers because Drew Brees was terrible that year, and it was early in Drew Brees' career before he was established as a franchise quarterback. Nobody knew, obviously, he was going to be the Drew Brees.
If they could do it again, would they do it, knowing what they know now?
If they knew what they know now, they would have kept Drew Brees.
Anyway, it's just a fun little thing. It's not the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's sort of like a manufactured controversy. But
Chris loves these narratives, and whenever we can point one his way, I say we should.
I wouldn't even call it a narrative. It's just he's playing for the first time in San Diego.
What happens when the Chargers offense faces the Saints defense? Will there be any healthy players by the end of the game?
Yeah, it's ugly.
God, I want to see what the Saints look like on the road after they look so horrendous at home.
Their defense somehow only gave up 9 points to the Giants the last time they were on the road. The Giants' offense.
That feels like a million years ago. I mean, it just seems like every game they have to go in.
Start all the Chargers fantasy people.
But
Start all the Chargers.
The shine is off after what happened on Monday night.
But the Chargers without Antonio Gates, they certainly have their share of problems in general. I don't know if any game is a sure game for them in that defense right now.
Could the four of us?
They might be without Brandon Flowers in this game too.
What if the four of us in Sydney and we just got another
make flowers today?
Another 5 or 6, humans from around the office, just sort of people that work in cubes. Could we score a field goal or a touchdown on the Saints defense?
No, it's ridiculous. Who would play quarterback
in 4 quarters?
Yeah, we'd have 4 quarters to play.
I don't even think
we wouldn't get positive yardage.
We could have endless.
We wouldn't.
We'd have endless. We could have a roster of like 300 people because people would constantly be getting hurt. Obviously, secretaries.
We'd all be in the hospital.
I think we would
admins.
be stifled. I think we'd be held to about 17 points.
I see a little more in us.
17 points.
We wouldn't get a yard.
Yeah,
Big
I
game.
honestly think we wouldn't get a.
Oh, you got a yard. You shotgun that ball back. Chris Wessling throws it to someone streaking downfield. 1 yard. Couple
My
yards,
arm is
no problem.
shot.
Did you guys watch?
Quarterback.
Did you guys watch Monday night's game? We're gonna get some yardage.
Thank you, Dan. Good scouting.
You're
Good
gonna
scouting.
tear your hamstring before the opening bell.
Listen, we're gonna get some points.
Yeah, it says the group of guys where like no one stayed healthy through.
Oh, you mean the group of champions?
Yeah,
That's a
that's
good point.
it.
The
Champions,
city
Greg.
champs, and we came in 3rd place in trivia night in the going away Irishman
There you go.
bar
By the way,
excursion yesterday.
Not just any trivia. The Garage in Palms, Los Angeles, the hardest trivia I've ever been a part of.
It's a very good
the
trivia.
most
game.
challenging as far as all the nerds in one place. Come on.
Chargers and Saints fans have gotten their money's worth. There's no bit of information that we didn't uncover during this preview.
All right, well then.